Hello everyone, my name is Akshay and today I am sharing my presentation about day 15th challenge from IDC, and the topics are function decorators, use cases, example like timings, and the challenge is to create a decorator to log function execution time. Okay, here you can look at this diagram. Suppose if I have a function, okay, and if I feed it to decorator, okay, the decorator will decorate this function and the output will become decorated function. Okay, so here you can see that this is my function. Okay, I fed it through a decorator, but here you can see that the function is decorated with a decorator. Now let's look at the example of it. So what is a function decorator? Okay, a decorator is a function that takes another function as an argument. Okay, so if I have a function, the decorator will take that function as an argument, but for my function I will be having different kind of arguments. Correct, a function will have different kind of arguments, but here for a decorator a function itself is an argument. Okay, it adds some behavior to it, it returns a new function, and a function returns some value, but a decorator will take input as a function and it will return a decorated function as an output. So you decorate a function using the at decorator underscore name syntax. Okay, this is the basic syntax that we use to decorate a function. So let's look at an example here. So here in this program I am importing time because here I will be using my calculating the total time the operation has taken. Okay, I will be you will come to know at the end of this explanation. So here my operations are the functions are like to calculate the square value and to calculate the cube value ranging from numbers 1 to 1 million. Okay, I'm sorry, ranging from numbers from 1 to 1 lakh. Okay, so I will be calculating the squares and cubes of number from 1 till 1 lakh. Okay, so this is my function for that. I'm using a for loop for number in numbers, result append numbers into numbers. Okay, and here if you see my cube, I have repeated it 3 times, numbers numbers numbers. So here it will be a square, here it will be a cube, but for this for loop here I have a start time, that is time dot time. Here it will the result will store the start time. Here in the end time I am defining it again. The result will store the result, but the start and end time will store the start time and end time. Okay, I'm sorry for the confusion. So here and here also at the start I will be storing my I will be recording my starting time, and also at the end I will be recording my end time of the operation. Okay, at the end the result will be printed, and you will get to see the output. If I run this, so here the calculation square took is 811 milliseconds, and the calculation, okay, it should be a cube, sorry for that. Okay, so now it is correct. So the calculation square took 1105 millisecond, and calculation of cube took 1184 milliseconds. Okay, so what does it mean? If I calculate the square from 1 to 1 lakh, so it will take 1105 millisecond. If I calculate the cube, then it will take 1184 millisecond. But what I am doing is I am trying to use I am trying to calculate the total time that the compiler will take to perform the action. Okay, so that is my basic function here. Okay, so I'll be doing the same thing using my decorator. So my function is time it. Okay, here I am using my start time, okay, and my end time, and here I am calling my decorator. See, for my this is my decorator. I am using the input as my function, that is calculate square, and this is my function, and again I am calling for calculating the cube. If I do this, see, the calculation of square took 1033 milliseconds, and calculation of cube took 1815 millisecond. So I am performing the same operation like this. Whatever I have performed here, I am performing the same thing here, but I am using decorator to perform this operation. So why we basically use this one is to not to call the same function again and again. Okay, if I call my decorator, then it will decorate the function in a better way. So here the challenge is to create a decorator to log function execution time. Okay, so let me explain. Login function execution time means measuring how long a function takes to run and recording logging that time. Okay, either by printing it, writing to a file, or saving it somewhere else. So this is my function. I am importing from functool import wraps. So these are inbuilt functions basically. Delay, this is my function, delay underscore and log function. Okay, so this is my function. So here if I mention sleep for 5 seconds, means it will not perform any operation for 5 seconds. Okay, I'll run this. If I run this one also, yeah, you can observe this one. Yeah, see, I think you might have observed this. Waiting for 5 seconds before running, say hello. Okay, and then after the 5 seconds it will print hello world. Function say hello executed in 0.0055 second. I'll run this again. You can see this and observe again. Okay, there is a delay of 5 seconds here, you can observe. Yeah, 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, now it will print this one. So I am instructing it to wait sleep for 5 seconds and then do the further execution. So here I am using my decorator to sleep for 5 seconds, and that means to not to perform, not to show the output for 5 seconds. So this is my presentation about decorator functions. So if you like my presentation, then share your valuable feedback and do comments and like my videos. Thank you so much for your time and have a good day ahead.